Lena was poised on the threshold, now snapped out of her dreamy state, all eyes and ears. Ma had actually struck Walter on the day of Pa's funeral. Even for Ma, it was unbelievable. "You dare! Today!" Ma was huffing and puffing with rage and the exertion of her blow, which from the looks of Walter, himself a stocky, strong man, had been powerful. "I didn't mean nothing by it, just a little drink." He rubbed his face. So, Ma had caught Walter drinking. Will looked up and saw Lena in the doorway. He had a shamefaced look. She went out past Walter and Gertrude without a word, stepped down the porch steps to a level with her husband. Gertrude disappeared into the house, and Walter wailed, Mary, come on. We're going home." Lena turned her face to her husband to offer her unspoken support. "I don't blame you for your family. Never did," she said with her eyes, but Will wouldn't look at her. She detected the faint smell of whiskey on his breath just before he turned away from her. She was reeling. Ma had slapped Walter not because he was drinking. Walter never got drunk. But because he had given Will a drink, and everyone knew Will's problem with liquor. Lena automatically thought the worst of Ma Kaiser. Now she had the unfamiliar sensation of being on Ma's side of things. She felt like punching Walter herself, but she couldn't do any better than her mother-in-law had just done. Mary appeared at the door. Lena said to her, "Take him home. Get him out of here. I'll help clean up." Mary, puzzled, but so accustomed to doing what she was told, took Walter by the arm and led him to their buggy. Lena turned her back on Will and marched up the stairs to the kitchen. Torrey's chair was empty, his cake only half eaten, his glass of milk half drunk. Julia said, "He's out for a walk with Frederick. He just needed some fresh air. It is very close in here." Lena found an apron and began to wipe the dishes that stood draining on the sideboard. That done, she headed out back to retrieve some cups she had seen left on the porch. Oscar was standing on the porch, leaning out over the railing. Will was in the backyard, talking to some neighbors who were just leaving. Since Walter had gone, and Ma had returned to the matriarchal rocking chair, Lena was greeted by a peaceful scene, and she sighed in relief, but too soon. Lena saw him first, sidling around the corner of the porch. Julia's cat passed too close to Oscar. Oscar kicked him savagely. The animal flew over the rail with a yowl that brought Julia running. He landed on his side, righted himself, and shook his head, then took one ginger step to see if everything still worked. Julia saw him and shrieked. The dishes she carried smashed on the floorboards of the porch. Will sank to one knee and picked up the cat tenderly, cradling him in big hands. "Okay, little pal," he soothed. "Okay." He carefully felt for broken bones. "Oscar, you didn't need to go and do that. Goddamn cat doesn't belong over here. Pissing up a stink on everything. Gets underfoot."